Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Roberta Robbins. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you for all of the following, the likes, the posts, the support for all the other videos and everything that I have been doing since the start of 2020. We are now at the end of March, and of course, the world has changed a lot, right, in the last couple weeks. So I've not done I feel like it's been a few weeks since I did a general post like this for my channel. I've been doing some personal stuff with other social media, pick a card, get some guidance on that, but I felt like it was time to do a reading for April, since April is almost here. And so I was sitting before I started this reading, like I normally do, just to hear, connecting with spirit, and what would be what's the key things to touch upon for this reading that would be supportive for the collective, for those of you that felt called to come into this reading. And so this reading is for the month of April 2020, and it is going to be about how we are moving and shifting and changing throughout April, how we can settle into more peace, more calm, into hearing what wisdom and lessons and new gifts that are surfacing for all of us during these times, these very trying times, and trying, yet everybody is at a different level with what's going on with coronavirus and how it's affecting them in their lives. Some people are a little more calm and balanced and leaning into their faith, their trust, their spiritual practice. Most of those individuals that are feeling more grounded and calm is because most likely they've been doing a little work to get before they got to this point. So they've had opportunities and experiences that are helping them to navigate these changing times. We're all worried, we're worried about our health, our wellness, our community, our country, the world. A lot of people are worried right now, obviously financially, within their lives. I mean, this is something that's obviously hitting a lot of people financially. So the stress and the worry that that's bringing up. And like I said, some people are dealing with this a little bit easier than others. Those of you that have been feeling really anxious, really stressed, really worried, I invite you to lean more into a sacred practice for the month of April, to lean into what is greater and bigger than you that you believe in. What is that, and how does it feel? And lean into inviting that into your life. So that is something that you call God, spirit, source, universe, great spirit, whatever it may be for you. I invite you to lean more into that and open up your own heart space for the month of April and beyond, of course. But if you're feeling more anxious with everything, know that there's people out there that are preparing in some ways to be helping and working with the collective to get us all through these times. So just reach out, ask for that support, and trust that it will be there coming very quickly to you. So my hope with this reading is that it will give you some guidance, some tools, some comfort, some hope, some light as you are navigating through the changing times right now. What is different today in compared to some of my other card readings is I have 4 cards already pulled and they're playing card deck card numbers here. And the reason for that is I spent all of last week in a training for my advanced numerology, and so I'm taking a deeper journey with numerology. And last year I was leaning into practical numerology, and now it's a deeper journey with it. And I thought, as part of my practice, I'm learning this so that it helps me on my path and deepening, but it will also help my clients and friends and family to give them some clarity and wisdom. So today I felt called to pull 4 cards before I start for this reading. I called in these cards for this reading from Spirit, from these cards to guide us. So I will be telling you a little bit more what this actually means for us collectively for the month of April. So for now, though, I want to pull some cards to give us a bit of a guiding message, guiding theme for the month of April. And I took some time, and I have kind of a written flow here for us today. So I'm going to start with lessons highlights for us for the month of April, and then what we are letting go of, what's being transformed. What does Spirit want us to focus on for the month of April, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And what's been hidden and is now going to be revealed for us? And how do we best self-care and nurture ourselves during this time? And then if there's anything else that comes up from our soul support beyond that, we'll go from there. So I just heard my phone ding, so I'm just going to, oops, I didn't shut the ringer off. So I'm just going to drop that down. Okay, perfect. So like always, in the description of the video, I always have the cards that I use, and I list them from the order that I use them in, just in case you're curious what they are, and maybe you would like to have them yourself, part of your collection, what you're using for guidance support in your life. So let's get some cards here. So Spirit, guide me for these messages. It's funny how this one just dropped out, but I'm not going to put it. It says release. Release, okay? So, gosh, these cards are just really wanting to talk to us, and I haven't even shuffled yet. Dream time creation. Okay, I'm just going to pull those out because they literally are just dropping out. Okay, here we go. Spirit, we're asking for guidance and support for the month of April. The theme and energy of the governing energy of the month of April 2020. Your guidance and support. The theme and energy that will go with our 4 cards that have already been pulled. Layering, working beyond. Here we go. Emergence. Dragonfly. Getting a dream. Got that other card that dropped out was the dream time, I think. So this is dreaming landscape. Let's go with these ones. Gathering card for the month of April collectively for us. The word wants to be written. Oh, look it. Isn't that funny? I didn't even notice there's one card that wanted to stay here. So we're just going to have a little peek at what it was. I think that was important because I didn't even notice that card sitting there by itself. Focus on the light. I think that's super important for us right now. focus on the light. So I'm actually going to bring that out and set that over here. All right, guys. So with the cards that I have at the top, that like I said, I'm working with my numerology, and with these 4 cards that I pulled and asked for support and guidance collectively for April, what we have here is, like, we go through like the overall theme for the month of April. Guidance and messages, these kind of get read together. I mean, they all get read together. These two kind of get combined. And then this is kind of like what we're holding, the blessings, and that's there. It's almost like this is already what's here and happening and be working for us. So let me just explain a little bit of the energetics in there. So the 7 of Diamonds for us is the month of April. The 7 of Diamonds, we're going to be focusing on releasing attachments to money for the betterment of the greater good. Like, to pull the 7 of Diamonds for us for April, I mean, that is just so on point for us for what's happening right now. So I'm going to read that again, the energy of this 7 of Diamonds for us. Releasing our attachment to money for the betterment of the greater good. How we are looking at, how we are viewing what money is, how we're working with money, how we're working with the energy of give and take and what we need. I feel like we're being asked to transform our belief systems, look at our belief system and transform that. How does money govern your life? It's very important. A lot of us are worried about money right now because of people, we can't go to work, right? And we know the government, and I'm talking here in Canada because I'm in Canada, but I'm sure many governments, but I can just mainly talk about my government in Canada. They're setting up things to offer us, that support for those of us. So many of us can't go to work right now. Things been shut down, a lot of things, right? So we're being asked to look at money differently, to let go of maybe the power and the hold and the control it has on us, and other ways that we can work with abundance and give and take, and how we're going to be nurtured. All right, so we want to think about, that's a message for us for the whole month, is that releasing that grip or fear if we're in the lack of money, and transform our beliefs about it. So we go into the 6 of Spades and the 4 of Spades, and looking at those together, like I said, they're communicating, working together, those two. And I have my notes with me because, like I said, I'm learning this. So, but I'm excited to share this numerology with you guys. So, when we're looking at the 6 of Spades, first of all, personally, we all have a birth card, and we all have a personal birth card. That's actually mine. If anybody else out there know what the birth card numerology, and it's any of these, you're just going to take note of that a little bit more in these readings. But you don't have to worry about it right at this point. But the 6 of Spades is about us harmonizing, coming to balance and peace in a peaceful way with our energy that will help integrate changes that are happening. So how do we best integrate new changes? How do we balance our own personal energy with all of these changes that are happening in April? How are we coming to peace with that, with all the changes? And then whenever I see 4s, like I say, 6 are, 6, the number 6, harmony, balance. And then we have 4s, and 4s are about foundations and structural stabilizing and that. And we're in a new foundational year. 2020 is all about the foundations and structures with I don't know when I knew that this was going to be a year of 2020 being a year of 4 foundations. new foundations. I had no idea that the world was going to change and look like this, as I think a lot of us knew there was going to be something going on coming in, but not like it is. So we're being asked to look at the foundations in our lives. How are we navigating that? How are we going to rebuild? How are we going to make a new plan for ourselves, for our lives? And that means internal. And spades and these cards of spades are internal work. Us going within to understand this, understanding how we are going to change and harmonize. How are we going to make this new foundation? What's it going to look like? What does it need to look like? Us reflecting on what isn't working and what needs to be rebirthed for us. So this is internal work. This is outer action work when we get to the reds here. Reds to the blacks, and also, so this means we're doing a lot of internal work in April. And then when we get into, this is like our blessing, what's already coming, what's kind of there supporting us in that is a connection. Choose are about connection and collaboration. And a new way of being so that we can be financially supported in a new way for ourselves, our family, but for the collective. That we don't have to kind of work in a way that it's just the me mentality. It's the we. And how can we work and collaborate together? How can we have financial gain and benefit both sides, all parties, and a new way of being? And I mean, that's just like, when I saw these four cards come up for us, I was like, how perfect are those cards? They're so perfect. I mean, so how are we going to be navigating, right? Our belief system, harmonizing new structures. How are we letting go of what money has held on to us, maybe in a healthy way, so that we can move into a new way, new contracts, new partnerships, in being self-efficient in that, in this life, and abundant. So this is already kind of there and happening. It's not a lot of work needs to be done there. It's this internal work for us. So hopefully you guys got something from that. I know I did, because that is, my gosh, so powerful. So let me go into these cards here. And given us the theme of like dragonfly, and I always think dragonfly, the rebirthing, the light, the messenger of spirit, and their beautiful like wings and the colors, and coming to light, the emergence, coming through something, and start to see something new about ourselves. A chance to start to rebirth within our belief systems and our energies. And here we have dreaming of new landscapes. It is time for us to dream of what can be possible in a different way, in a more positive, loving, collective way for ourselves and for everybody. And the word wants to be written. And there's a butterfly here, and there's butterflies coming up through there, and butterflies, that transformation, right? The coming to light. The word wants to be written. New structures, new contracts, new ways of being, but also the word, like new things to be said. How do we want to merge into this new way of being? And we have focus on light. And this one was just sticking up there at the top. I didn't even realize it was sitting up there. I think it was really important. Focus on the light. Through this journey of April, through all of it, we're going to focus on the light. Then we are rebirthing and coming into something new. And we have power and control to birth a new landscape, birth a new life of different ways, to come together, to be abundant together. Oh, so that's our theme with these cards here, and so powerful, guys. Okay, just gonna move those up so that we have enough room on this table to do these card readings. All right. So what, like I said, I had a little write out today because I thought it was really important to do a write, like a kind of the different steps I wanted to cover for us. So our lessons, the highlights, the lessons, and what's being let go, what's being transformed. Well, we can already see what's being transformed through here, but what's lessons and what's being transformed. So I feel called to pull this. So I do a card for the lessons that are being highlighted right now for us. And then what's being transformed? Kind of like what's the shadow side? We're moving from the shadow into the light. And these are great cards, these ones, because they have a light and shadow aspects to them. Asking for guidance here. Kind of a little loud, guys. Some of these decks are either the cards are really big or they're just a really wide deck. And I have really small hands. So it takes me a bit sometimes with these shuffling. There we go. All right, card for what the lessons are being highlighted for us. So, light lessons. So we have Goddess. And then I just want to right away pull the shadow sides. What's happening here for us? Being transformed for us. Okay. Here we go. There we go. So lessons, here we have Goddess, the light attribute, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. The highlights, the lessons. Stepping in, what I'm getting is stepping into our divine sacred feminine. This is for all of us, male, females. We all have divine masculine and feminine in us. And connecting in with life force and nature right now. Connecting into that part of ourselves that wants to birth a new life, and that we all have the ability to birth new life. To step into that a highlight energy is helping us to step into that for ourselves and for this new world that we're dreaming and that we're creating. And then I had, the question was, what is being transformed for us? What's being let go and transformed? And we got the card Gossip. And the light here says, awaken the consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. But the dark side, the shadow side, so thrives on power of passing on private or secret information, portraying confidence. So my sense, what is being transformed, what is being let go is those lower vibrational energies that sometimes surface during times of panic, worry, and fear, that we want to awaken and lean more into beyond ourselves. When we are afraid and worried or stressed and there's anxiety and there's panic, that we have to remember we are in this together. I mean, a lot of you guys have probably been seeing this, hearing this, and I know a lot of you that most likely have stepped in to watch this video and follow me, is that I have no doubt that a lot of you have been saying those words and reminding yourself, even if you've gotten into that worry of your own personal life and what's happening, which is understandable. But I bet there's been, you've been hearing that we are in this together. And if you are not understanding that, if you're not understanding and it's all about the fear and anxiety of you in your life, and that you aren't working, or partner's not working, you have all these things to worry about, it's all about that. This is what needs to be transformed. Join the collective. Start healing and nurturing yourself. Come into your heart space and expanding out. Knowing that we are in this together. You're not the only one that's going through this. Look to those around you. Look to your family and your friends and connect out and start supporting each other. Be aware how everybody else around you is feeling and how they're doing. Reach out and ask people, how are you doing? Okay, if you're in that energy, that's what's being transformed, is that being too much into your own world and not thinking outside for others. going from the me to the we. And we're being asked, like up here, as here with the goddess, to step in, step in to our nurturing, our feminine, our birthing quality of something new. You're being invited, if that's the energy that has been showing up at times for you, to lift up into the nurturing, loving, feminine quality of yourself. So, what does Spirit want us to focus on? Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So I think for this, what does Spirit want us to focus on? I'm going to get into some tarot with this. What does Spirit want us to focus on? To be balanced and whole. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I just had this, what I'm going to do for that is, before I do the tarot, I'm actually going to do 4 cards for each of that. Let's start with physically. Let's start usually in our physical world. So card, physical world. A lot of butterflies and healing and transformation come out. So mentally next, I'm just going to be intuitively reading these cards mentally. And then emotionally. And spiritually. I'm going to move these up for you guys so you can see them. I can't see that on the computer. Let's move that up a little bit more. I'm just going to intuitively be reading all of those for you guys. So physically up here, it's physically literally these butterflies, the birthing, letting emotions, letting things flow from you. There's actually a drop of water on her eyes, as if there's been tears and movement and flowing and rebirthing. So physically, Spirit's saying it's time to rebirth into something new. Shed and let go and rebirth. Come into the new. There's a lot of blues there, healing blues and greens. Time to start rebirthing. And we get into the mental, and we have this beautiful golden sun. It's time to start to lift our energy within our mental process, to lift out of the heaviness, the mental thoughts that bring us down into worry and fear and anxiety. It's time to illuminate. And I'm also getting the message, it's time to get out. Whenever it's sunny and beautiful, get outside. If you're too much in your head, get outside and get some fresh air. Even that means just going into your front lawn, going to your backyard, going for a walk around your area. Whatever feels comfortable and safe for you, choose that. And then emotionally, we have the birthing, the wings, butterfly again, and lotus. The speaking, the using the voice. If there's an energy here with her voice, there's almost like a beautiful pink, almost like full moon behind her head. There's an illumination and it's growing and expanding it with her beautiful butterfly wings there. And I believe this card was called, butterfly wings. And so there's this growing, so emotionally, own your emotions, be aware of them, don't let them to get away. And of course, if we are mastering, looking after our body and how well we are being, and then looking after our mind, and then it goes into our emotions, then we're not getting carried away. But taking mastery is when I'm mastery of our emotions, taking ownership and mastery to birth into how you want to be and who you are. And then we got rainbow wings here. We got more wings. These are more angelic, from the heart space. A beautiful full moon. And this was the spiritually, how does divine want us to bounce and be and hold and focus on for the month of April, and into our heart space, into unconditional love, into that feminine quality, the goddess, the feminine quality. This might even be something about paying attention to around the full moon in April. But opening our heart and expanding, being compassionate, being loving, spiritually grow, a spiritual growing and maturity, enlightenment within ourselves. I'm just going to get some tarot to give a few more messages on these. So the physical, here we go. Keeper of the sacred. This is the Hierophant in the classic tarot. So sacred wisdom, sacred lessons. I mean, this card here that Chris Ann has created. I mean, this gentleman is like just laughing and joyful, and there's this the ladder up to divine, up to the cosmos and birthing, and the Hierophant is that spiritual leader, and also a lot of spiritual lessons. I'm feeling also, because this one was pulled to go with the physical, our physical body, the physical in our life, bringing in and understanding what our lessons, the spiritual lessons, into our physical being, and to embody them. 5, this is the 5. So 5 is change. There is change. It's time to also remember some joy. This card itself, the way it's drawn, and just enlightenment and joy. Keeper of the sacred. Love that. Love it, love it. Card for the mental. You know what's really funny is this card was at the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling. And I just happened to notice, and here it is coming out. It really did want to come out. So the world, spiritual number 10, the world, cycles, change, balance. How are you keeping things balanced? Remember, this is going with the mental card. Mentality. How are you keeping your balance? What are the cycles? Being aware of the cycles, maybe the thoughts and patterns of the mental that goes on into your mind, noticing those. Don't, we get into those, right? The repeating stories and patterns. Being aware, keeping the balance, knowing that things come into flows and cycles, and you get to choose a new cycle, new opportunity. The wheel, I think I said the wheel, maybe I said the world. Sorry, guys. The wheel, right? New beginnings, new times. How are you going to balance this in your life? Balance this mentally. So that there is mental balance, just awareness of this. Awareness of this. And that the 10, the spiritual number 10 there on the card, spiritually, the mind is awakening and becoming lighter and brighter, and that's what I was saying with this card, the message was coming in. Card for emotionally here with the butterfly wings. Card that supports this, but a little more guidance here. The 7 of Wands. So 7 could be a lot of movement, not like if you got the 7 of, the 8 of Wands is really fast, quick movement. But this here is like there's choices and actions. What you want to take, what you want to do. Sometimes there can be a little pull all around you, pulling in one direction then another. So this card here, every time I see this particular one out of the Chris Ann's Light Seers deck, this peace, center yourself in peace and calm. Emotionally center yourself. What is best for you? What brings you peace and joy and calm? So back to sacred practice. I believe I mentioned that up there, but the importance of our sacred practice and coming into this. This is a journey in itself within our body and our minds and our spirit, right? So coming into that peace for ourselves so that we can make healthy choices for our body, healthy choices for our mind and our thoughts and our beliefs and what we want to think about, how positive we want to be, and the emotions, how balanced, the mastery of our emotions, coming into center, looking after yourself, sacred care for yourself. Okay, guys? So spiritually, let's get a card here. And Wands is about passion. Passion, what's a good message too, the passion. Joy, what brings you on, put you on fire. I mean, desires and joys in your life. Choose from that space in your heart. And a card here for the spiritual. The Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, guys. So another Wands, passion. The beginning, the start, the new beginning of ideas and thoughts and birthing and growing and expanding. And it's so beautiful to go with this expansion, is the heart and the wings. And, she's got this with the fire, her third eye. So this new beginning, the expansion of dreams and desires. And we had that up here, and you hear that rainbow card, the dreaming, right? The emergence. Focus on the light. So spiritually, focus from the heart center. Focus on what brings fire and passion. What is surfacing with new thoughts? Listen to those new thoughts and ideas that are birthing from within you. Perfect, beautiful. All right. Oh, we had a card fly down there. Right. Okay, so I'm just going back to my notes. Make sure I don't forget anything. So what's been hidden and is going to be revealed to us in April? What is hidden and what will be revealed? I am going to go back to these cards because I just love these, the light and the dark. So what's going to start to be revealed for us? What's been hidden? I'm going to do 3 cards. So what I just heard was, what's been hidden? There's, for some people that are watching this, there's something about hidden within your heart, hidden within your heart and love, hidden within your gifts that are going to be awakening. So your heart, so love, this could be relationships, hidden within your soul gifts. And then collectively, we're going to see. So let's do 3 cards for that. First card, victim. Okay, victim. So that's for the heart, for anybody that's connecting with, like, especially with their self-love or something, anything with relationships, connect with the heart and love and relationships. And then your soul gifts. You revealed. Storyteller. And then collectively, that we may all share a connected thread. Prostitute. Oh, she's got money all. Oh, that's so freaking. How perfect is that collectively for all this? Especially when we got those cards up there, if you remember at the start of this, about what we're working on, letting go of our hold and belief on money, and that we have that choice to change up things. All right, guys. So this was love within your heart. It could be within relationships, those that are released, stuff that's happening within relationships in your life, but also remember, it could be relationship within yourself. And we got the card victim. And the light side of this, now, you know what? Let's go to the shadow side first. So the shadow side of this card says, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. Oh, wow. Inability to maintain personal boundaries. What I'm getting from this is, this feels like, so this is very much within your soul, spirit self, and relationships out maybe with others. Those of you that might be playing within victimhood and trying to get up the pity and the support from others to help you through this time, that's the shadow side, okay? Shadow side, okay? And crossing over boundaries, not having any personal boundaries. This is just areas of yourself that you have to be looking at through this time. The light side of this, the light, what's being revealed. So the shadow is good. I mean, we all have light and dark, shadow and light. And we may dance within a bit of the shadow and a little bit of the light, shadow and light within light. That's how we grow. So sure, if we can be brave and look at those aspects of ourselves. So just taking note of that part of yourself that may or may not be there. And then into the light prevents you from letting yourself being victimized or victimizing others. And this is important right now, right? Like the shaming, the victim, like blaming of other people's. Step into the light. Step out of if you're in victimhood of circumstances like, oh, I've lost this job, I don't have the money, I have 3 kids, and I have the mortgage, and I don't know, and you're like, you're so fearful, and if you start judging other people, or you are playing in a world where you're trying to get extra manipulative like energy to get other people to help you and just pour me, like if you're in any of that energy, exhale out, go in deep, and transform that into light. Transform that into self-love and worth. Strengthen those self-boundaries, those boundaries within yourself and what you deserve, and that you are powerful. You are powerful. Seek where your power is and just nurture that. Move. So my thing, what I'm saying is that the gift and what's going to be revealed in April is possibly some of these energies to move you into your power, to move you into healthy boundaries, and not be a victim. Be your own warrior. Be your own goddess. Be what you need and desire to be. Okay? So there's that, guys. So then this one I had said, oh, what's this one, like what gifts, what things, soul gifts and that are going to be revealed. And it was a storyteller. And so the shadow side of this is making up tales that harm others. Oh, well, that's interesting. We had a gossip card here. So anyway, oh yeah, the gossip card, and that was in the dark side. So watching that, if you're gossiping and all this crap that's out there, and start to like stay with the truth. The light is your ability to express, your ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Rise into the beauty of this time as the storyteller of great, beautiful things. We are in a time where the storyteller archetype is being called back into our world. I don't know if any of you understand or know that. I think some of you probably do that's watching this. But the storyteller within all of us is being called. And some people really hold that archetype. So the ability to take experiences, your lessons and your experience and your journey of your life that you have traveled and the life that you're living right now, the light and the blessings to be able to bring that into beautiful stories, to see the gifts and the symbolism and what's in between all this. And I feel like the symbols, like there is gifts in what's happening right now. And may this transform all this that's going on in our world, help us and transform us into the best parts that we can be for ourselves and as a collective. So bringing those stories to life. So this was about your story, this card here about gifts. So look for those gifts within yourself, those soul gifts that are going to be rising to the surface. I feel like gifts that will be showing up is people stepping more into power, more into their using their voice and hope and love, stepping into that as your soul gifts that you have. And this was our collective card, what's being revealed collectively. And it was the prostitute that came up. And like I said, this card here has, she's laying there, she's got all this money on her. And the shadow side here is places material consideration and security above self-empowerment. So how are you placing material things? How is money affecting you in your life? What have you been giving up in being whole and soulfully empowered and well within yourself? What have you been giving up? What have you been placing too much onto status, on what you have, the money you bring in? This is what the shadow side is asking of this particular card. And so what do we prostitute ourselves out for things in our life to have those material things? Our behavior, how we treat each other, what we hoard, what we take, all those things. We're seeing that right now. So that's the shadow side. But what's being revealed is components. We see it already being revealed collectively. The light side is, it's the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. How are you surviving without negotiating, giving away the power of your essence, of your spirit? How are you standing in power? It's like this empowerment here is definitely coming in through this reading. How are you standing on what you're worth and what you stand for and what is really true for you, and not throw your belief systems and who you are out the window for things that are maybe material, you know, and not be in empowerment not only for yourself, but collectively, because this card was for collective. Surviving what's going on without throwing away your power, without throwing your belief systems and what you truly believe out the window. What will you stand into your self-worth? But it's a collective for others. It's us personally, but this is how you stand together collectively in our power, in our spirit, in our soul, and not be taken away from worries, fears, material world, the lack. How do we stay into our light? Those were the key kind of like things here. And I had, how do we best self-care? I mean, there was a lot of self-care and how we're looking after ourselves. But I'm going to do some, I'm just looking around what cards I have here that I want to use. I'm going to do a couple of cards here. I'm going to do one from the animal spirit here. And we haven't used this deck, so let's do that deck. And then one of these. So I'm just going to do 3 cards here to support what does spirit want us to know about how do we stay grounded? Spirit, how do we stay grounded in April? How do we self-love and empower ourselves? How do we work and journey through this and all these beautiful blessings? Dreaming and new, emerging, birthings, focusing on that light, returning into our feminine goddess powerful energy, speaking our truth, spreading our wings, stepping out of darkness, working together collectively, letting go of what money, the hold that money and the negative aspect is, as we can go into our internal world to, and change what we believe that is and what we actually need. And that collectively we can work together to be supported and abundant in different new ways. All right, guys. Spirit. That's for our animal spirit here to guide us, give us a message. So how do we navigate this? How do we self-care and we need to remember? How do we nurture? What do we need to remember to guide us? Ooh, that one wanted to come really right out. I almost bent my card. That one wants to come out so bad. I have coyote spirit. Trust. Oh my God, guys, this is so beautiful. You can't even see it because I got off the page here. Coyote spirit. Trust in divine detours. Yeah, seriously. Aren't we on one right now? So trust in divine detours. That's what we're on. Lean into trust, lean into hope, whatever that might look like for you in your life. here. This is my new deck. I'm super excited, guys. I have another deck that's coming in that I've been wanting for a while called Moonology. It's not here yet, but I'm super excited, along with my advanced numerology love card books and destiny card books that are coming in. I have so many new wonderful things that are coming in. I can't wait to start sharing with you guys. All right, so how do we navigate? How do we self-care and step into this beautiful gifts and energy that is here for April for us? Going along with Coyote Spirit. It's Rebecca Campbell's deck here. I'm sorry, it says. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. Well, we're certainly uprooting in different things and different beliefs. We have two people here that are bowing down, and there's roots going into the earth. And how it's like a bowing, a prayer down. How do we right these wrongs, possibly in our lives and relationships within ourselves? Possibly if any of those lighter, if any of those shadow, dark sides are coming up for you, looking at and praying, asking for that support and guidance. Writing anything past wrongs. I feel like this is saying, take a deep, hard, soulful look at your life, at how you love yourself, nurture yourself, how you love and nurture your family, your friends, your neighborhood, your community, the earth, the world. Is there anything that has to be shifted and changed? And I'm feeling for some of you, there's some things there about, I'm actually, for any of you that are in any relationship stuff, or there may be some relationships right now. Now that we're getting some extra times of reflection, and maybe a time also to heal some relationships. Or close the door once for all with love, to some of them. But uprooting, things are being uprooted for us to come back to ourselves and to source. And what else did I say? One of these? I think one of these, wasn't it? I believe it was. So one last card here with how we're living, how we're navigating, going to navigate this. We support from you, Spirit, Divine, to go with these other two cards to support this journey through April. Caution. Tread softly so as not to disturb the woodland floor. Caution. Tread softly so not to disturb the woodland floor. My sense, what I'm getting with that, is to be cautious. Right now we are being cautious, right? In this world, we are looking after ourselves. We are staying home more. When we do go out, we are being mindful of space and between us and other people. When we go into grocery stores, being cautious. We're being more careful right now, right? We still got to do that. We're going to be having to be mindful of our wellness. Mindful, this was with self-love and nurturing. Mindful of how you are nurturing your body. How you have to be gentle within yourself. I'm also getting gentle and cautious about how your words come out. Sometimes when we step into fear, worry, and old patterns, things can come out and be harmful, right? So cautious in all that we do, and to tread softly. I feel like softly with love and grace, though, guys. Softly with love and grace. Softly with love and grace. I feel like I'm going to get another card to go with that. Time. Embrace in the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. Embrace the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. Okay, I know most of us can't wait to probably, like, I just want to get back to life normal. We don't have these stressors, want to get back to work. Life is changing right now, and it's going to be birth anew. But take the time, take this as a gift to go within, to nurture yourself, to heal, to make some changes, and you're being given a world that's slower, quieter. To hear the birds, see spring awakening, to take more time in nature, to be with your friends. Well, not be, maybe for a walk with your friends, but friends, even like a phone call or a Zoom call, time with your family in different ways, time for yourself. For those of you that don't take time for yourself, this is the time. Don't let this moment pass you by. Moment of this, what's being gifted. I know it doesn't feel like gifts that sometimes, but it is. Staying positive, looking on the bright side. And the beauty, I think this is definitely reminding you about getting out and the beauty of nature and healing too. Okay, guys? So trust in divine detours. Lean into what is in front of you and the blessings. All right, guys. I hope that you got some love and support and guidance for April. Reach out to me. I am doing individual readings and soul sessions and healing sessions virtually still. I've been doing them for a while, but know that I'm fully doing them now since we are not doing gatherings in person anymore right at the moment. But reach out to me if you need any support, guides. I love to hear how you're doing. If there's anything that I could be offering when I'm doing these videos that you think it might be helpful, different kind of questions in the readings, please let me know that. I would love to hear some different thoughts and ideas. And let me know how you're navigating April. Okay, how it's going. Send me messages. I always leave all my details in the description of the videos. So until then, beautiful ones, much blessings.